Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of The Think. I'm your host, Kayla Heatherton, and I'm actually really excited about this topic today. So, like every human on this planet, I procrastinate. It is an extremely relatable topic, especially for the youth of our community still in school. We all find ourselves sometimes in a deep, deep hole that we can't climb out of. That hole is named procrastination. Now, let me set the stage. You are home from school after a long day of working hard. You turn on the TV, grab yourself a little snack, and literally melt into the couch. The clock is behind your TV, and as the shows progress and the potato chip bowl runs empty, so does the time. You have a small voice in your head that says, "Anatomy and physiology research project is due at midnight." You ignore it and continue watching TV. Then it really occurs to you that you really do not understand this research project. The teacher is crazy, the subject is confusing, and how in the world am I supposed to understand the process of excitation, contraction, coupling, reaction? Your thoughts race, and you decide that you need to be productive. You open your computer, go to Google Slides, and stare at that very empty and shockingly blank Anatomy and Physiology Research Project folder. You move your mouse around in circles while staring into space and then realize, my desktop is very, very unorganized. You close that Google Slides folder and decide to completely organize your computer desktop while pushing away the silent, stressful thoughts of the research project. You think, I'm being productive? I've been meaning to rearrange my desktop and change my computer wallpaper 5 times. It's fine. I'll be fine. You are doing something productive, but it's not the task you really need to get done. This isn't laziness or bad time management. This is called procrastination. New research has shown that procrastination is not about a laziness or time management problem, but it is an emotion, regulation, and association problem. Procrastination is actually a way of managing negative moods. In a study conducted in 2013, Dr. Seikel and Dr. Sirois found that procrastination can be understood as, quote, the primacy of short-term mood repair over the longer-term pursuit of intended actions, end quote. Put simply, procrastination is about being more focused on, quote, the immediate urgency of managing negative moods, end quote, than getting on with the task, Dr. Sirois said. This was quoted by Charles Lieberman in the New York Times article published in 2019. So, the particular root of procrastination can simply be from the complete amount of boring in the task itself, like cleaning out your dirty car or paying your bills online. However, procrastination can also come from deeper feelings related to the task itself, such as self-doubt, anxiety, insecurity, and low self-esteem. The thoughts can come from past failures with the task, thus making your body physically shy away from it. This can make us feel that changing your computer wallpaper to the coolest picture of a mermaid you can find is a great use of your time. And of course, this only increases the negative associations we have with the task. And those feelings will still be there when we decide to be really brave and come back to it. The anxiety and stress will increase, also accompanied with feelings of guilt and low self-esteem. In the article titled, Why You Procrastinate, It Has Nothing to Do with Self-Control, Lieberman states, quote, over time, chronic procrastination has not only productivity costs, but measurably destructive effects on our mental and physical health, including chronic stress, general psychological distress, and low life satisfaction. Symptoms of depression and anxiety, poor health behaviors, chronic illness, and even hypertension and cardiovascular disease, end quote. This is actually very interesting to me because I wash my hands, I eat healthy, and I get my flu shot. But I procrastinate, and because of that, I'm causing myself extra stress, which in turn might take a toll on my health. The fact that procrastination affects our bodily functions is crazy to me, but also extremely eye-opening. Another dangerous thing about procrastination is that it makes us feel good. Quote, procrastination is a perfect example of present bias, our hardwired tendency to prioritize short-term needs ahead of long-term ones, end quote. This was stated by Charles Lieberman from the New York Times article. Because of our natural instinct, we as humans weren't really designed to think ahead into the future because we needed to provide for ourselves in the present time. Lieberman states, quote, Dr. Hirschfield's research has shown that, on a neural level, we perceive our future selves more like strangers than as parts of ourselves. When we procrastinate, parts of our brains actually think that the task we're putting off and the accompanying negative effects that await us on the other side are somebody else's problem, end quote. To make procrastination seem even worse, in the midst of stress, we cannot make logical and future-oriented decisions that will ultimately benefit us in the long run. When faced with a task that makes us insecure or uncomfortable, the amygdala, also known as the threat detector in our brain, perceives that task as a genuine threat. Even if we know that putting off the task will be detrimental to us in the future, our brains take over and are more concerned about the threat in the present time. This is called amygdala hijack. We unfortunately cannot just tell ourselves to stop procrastinating. It's evidently impossible. This is because just setting reminders on our phones and practicing good time management is not the way to completely stop procrastination. However, there are ways to help. One option is to forgive yourself in the moments you procrastinate. Lieberman states in his article that, quote, in a 2010 study, researchers found that students who were able to forgive themselves for procrastinating when studying for a first exam ended up procrastinating less when studying for their next exam. They concluded that self-forgiveness supported by productivity by allowing the individual to move past their manipulative behavior and focus on the upcoming examination without the burden of past acts, end quote. So what they're saying is that we all have to practice self-compassion. Everyone makes mistakes and we are all human. We all procrastinate. By forgiving ourselves and accepting that with every task, we are not going to complete it exactly when we have to, we can lower our stress levels and heighten our self-compassion that is so very necessary for our well-being. So, what did we learn from all of this? Is it that procrastination is actually just a small emotional breakdown that we have that puts us in denial about what we have to accomplish? Or that it's just part of evolution? Simply, what we learned is that procrastination is here to stay. It's something we have to accept so that we can eventually get better at managing. We have to be patient, motivated, and mindful. Procrastination is a reminder of our generality. We are all vulnerable to emotional feelings, and most of us just wait to be satisfied with the choices we make. Procrastination can make this harder for us, but in some way, we find a way to push past it. And that's the think. Thanks for listening, you guys. See you next week, and take care, procrastinators.